Celtic move for free agent. Could Celtic move for free agent James McCarthy? Journalist Alan Nixon has stated a Celtic move for James McCarthy is definitely being discussed by the Bhoys. Celtic have just released Olivier Ntcham from his contract, meaning the club now have the wage capacity to add another first-team midfielder. The last substantial link to the Republic of Ireland midfielder came back in January. However, Burnley, West Ham and Brighton were all said to be in the mix for his signature too. Now 30, he is looking for a club and an emotional return to his boyhood heroes. The famous Glasgow Celtic FC ticks a couple of boxes. McCarthy is perennially rumoured to be joining the club, but given his free agent status and the fact that Celtic are in need, it all makes a bit more sense this summer than those that have gone before. What do you Celtic fans think of this? Debate it out in the comments. We already know that the Celtic FC manager Ange Postecoglou is looking for a midfielder beyond his search for a new right-back. Ohm may worry about McCarthy's injury record, but frankly, as signings go, signing up someone with his Premier League experience on a free transfer sounds like good business. Our squad is hardly in good enough shape to be turning it down, and transfer fees could be better spent on other areas of the team that are more of a priority. In more Celtic transfer news, Jack Ross confirms Celtic-linked star highly likely to leave Hibs imminently, destination unknown. Celtic-linked left-back Josh Doig is on the verge of a summer exit from Hibernian, his manager Jack Ross has confirmed. Doig hasn't been included in today's Hibs match squad, so inevitably the Hibs manager was asked about the situation ahead of the kick-off away to Motherwell. Speaking on BBC, Ross said, "Josh is highly likely to leave the club. He's been the subject of a lot of attention and concrete interest over the last few days. For us and Josh, it needs to reach a head one way or another. I'd like to keep him, but it looks more likely he'll leave the club and fairly soon." Ross was then asked if he's heading to England, which the Hibs boss wouldn't confirm or deny, simply saying, "Possibly, I think there's a solid number of suitors who want him." So, Celtic could still be in the hunt here. One thing us Celtic fans need to be mindful of is, Postecoglou's rebuild job at Celtic is going to take time. So, the start of the season hasn't gone to plan. Probably better to rephrase that, it hasn't gone as we had hoped. There was never a plan, from the Celtic plc. The hope was that the new manager would come in and, with the aid of an unspecified number of signings and his magic wand, turn things around. So far that hasn't happened, and the failings of last season are still evident for all to see. Too painful to catalogue them, we all know what they are. What is also evident is that we need to get some players in. King Kenny says 5 or 6, and I wouldn't argue with that. A goalkeeper, a right-back, a centre-back and a left-back would be a start. After his performance last night, I am going to give Greg Taylor the benefit of the doubt and say he was tired following his exertions on Wednesday. I know the issue with Bolongali, but if we are not going to give him any game time, he needs to go. And that is the other thing that is evident, we need to get players out the door. I read in an earlier post that Ntcham has left the building, which is a little bit of good news in such dark days. If Edouard and Christie aren't signing new contracts, it's time for them to leave also. Oh, and despite what the Celtic coaching staff may have told the new manager, Edouard cannot play on his own up front. Yes, we need new faces at Celtic, but sadly bringing them in big numbers in a short period of time doesn't usually work, certainly not in the short term. Subscribe and hit the notification bell for more Celtic FC transfer and news daily.